everyone. This video is walking you guys through your second essay assignment. This essay assignment is a continuation of the first essay's argument, the topic, the stance that you've already chosen. And what you're going to do is you're actually going to expand the argument with additional research. So in this essay, you're basically going to take research that you do, and then you're going to integrate that research in the form of quotes into your argument as proof points to help prove your stance. So you most importantly have to keep the same topic and stance as your first essay. You can't change it. You can't start exploring the other side. So make sure that you do keep the same topic and stance. You're going to have 3 sources in this essay. So one of those will have to be an interview that you do with a subject matter expert. And then one of them has to be a scholarly article from the Garden City Library database. That is a requirement of the college. So essentially, you have 2 of the 3 required sources done already. But you are more than welcome to include more than 3 sources at whatever you feel best helps you support your argument. You just do have to have those 2 pieces of evidence in your essay. And like I said, what you're going to do is integrate these sources throughout your essay. So you will keep the same topic and stance. What you cannot do is simply copy and paste your first essay and then just add 2 pages of sources. You need to be substantially revising your first essay, finding places across the whole argument where you can integrate additional pieces of evidence. If you used some evidence in your first essay, some sources, as I noted you could, you should absolutely continue to use those sources, but that does not count towards these new required sources. So you have to have at least 3 new sources in your essay. And like I said, the goal is to essentially help prove your stance by integrating published source material that offers particular proof points for your argument. So that's why we integrate research into our essays, is because it helps us prove that it's not just our opinion that's correct, but other people, support or believe this concept as well. The essay needs to be 5 to 6 pages in length and is due on Sunday, April 9th by 11:59 p.m. MLA formatting is required. Everything's checked for plagiarism. Minimum page lengths must be met, of course, or you will have points taken off. You do have to keep the same topic, like I said, as essay 1, stance as well. Essay has to have the general parts of an essay, so a concrete thesis, claim in your introduction, at least 3 main ideas with reasons to support, opposing viewpoints with refutations, and then the appropriate number of sources as well. In a conclusion, you will have 2 elements that contribute to your grade. So just like in your first essay where your outline was part of your final essay grade and actually helped give you a 15-point bumper or boost to your grade, the same thing will be done with an assignment that we'll be doing in this unit, which is an annotated bibliography. We will get to that in this unit. Just know that it's something you're already going to be doing, and that is going to be 15 to 20 points of your essay grade as well. And then you will actually go ahead and submit. The only thing you'll need to submit, because the annotated bib will have already been submitted, is a final draft of your essay as a Word doc with a regular bibliography. So you will see this later in the unit, but this gives you an example of what an annotated bibliography actually looks like. It has a summary and evaluation and a reflection of how you might use the source in your paper. I have a full video explanation of how to do an annotated bib later in the unit, but know that there's an example there for you if you want to reference that. There's this optional self-edit guide here as well. And then because you are required to interview a subject matter expert and use quotes from that interview as evidence in your essay, there is some interview optional guides here. So a couple different methodologies you can use: this note card methodology, a written or oral interview. There's some guidelines here, but that's really just to help you if you've not done this. Now, one note, when I do say in-person interviews, I don't mean you have to physically be in person. I just mean you have to be the one interviewing a subject matter expert. So that could be It could be a lawyer, it could be a doctor, it could be a policeman, it could be a clergyman, it could be a professor, it could be anyone in the field that you're discussing or has some credibility or knowledge about that topic. So what I don't want you to do is just choose a random friend and ask them to answer some questions. The idea is that you are choosing someone with credibility in the field or knowledge of the field who can help you basically prove that your argument, your stance is the correct one. So, for example, if I was going to be writing about, I'm not sure, why we should ban animal testing, I might ask a scientist or a professor or a veterinarian or a medical doctor or someone who works in, you know, the beauty industry. There are a lot of different people you could kind of ask questions of. So try and kind of think critically about who would be the best interviewee to help you support your argument. And then from the library database, that is another requirement of the college, like I mentioned, and there is a full explanation on how to find, evaluate, and use scholarly sources from the library database. So know that there will be a walkthrough of that as well. So if you have any questions, let me know, but this should be pretty simple. You're basically keeping, like I said, the same topic and stance. You're just adding additional research throughout the essay to help support your claims and substantially revising it. So the idea is that you will take, you know, the comments left to you in the feedback and critically look at the areas of your argument that need to be strengthened and revised, and then use the source material to help you do that. So let me know if you have any questions, but otherwise go ahead and move on to the next assignment.